Today we're going to discuss what marketers need to know about artificial intelligence. Welcome to another Sales Enablement mini webinar with me, Adrian Hargreaves. Today's guest speaker is Jerry Rackley from Oklahoma State University in Stillwater, Oklahoma, who has over 35 years marketing experience, including content development, inbound marketing, media relations, and corporate communications. Welcome to the webinar, Jerry.
Thanks, Adrian. I'm really fun to be able to do this with you.
Fantastic. So, Jerry, I suppose there are two questions. Firstly, what is artificial intelligence? And secondly, what do marketers need to know about it?
Well, artificial intelligence really is nothing more than a branch of computer science. As a computer science major, I was always fascinated by that. But really, when you look at AI, that's what we'll call it, it's about getting computers to do things that normally would require human intelligence or reasoning. And when we look at what companies are using AI to do is they are creating and deploying systems that are doing independent learning. And that learning lets them do things in human-like fashion. So that's all very conceptual. Let's just say we do a lot already with AI and we probably don't realize it. So facial recognition is part of AI, predictive analytics that a lot of us marketers are doing through CRM systems, etc. That's all part of AI too. So as to your second question, which is probably the more relevant question, really, what are marketers doing or what do they need to know about AI? Well, we need to care because AI is having growing influence on our work. We are already seeing examples, many examples of AI being used to generate content, to personalize content that's being delivered, to help us better target our digital advertising, to score leads in our CRM systems, and even predicting with incredible accuracy which prospect in the database is going to be the next to buy from us. So AI is really getting into all these places. It's supporting things that we're already doing as marketers, and the scope of things that AI is doing is expanding. So we're seeing AI also serve, and this is one of the more interesting things for me, as a touch point with customers. It's interacting with people who are our prospects and would be our customers. And that capability is becoming more sophisticated. So as marketers, we need to understand what exactly are the applications of AI to our profession so that we can exploit them properly and fully, and of course so we can influence how those uses are evolving. So that's kind of the background. Now, let me move on into kind of one of the questions a lot of people have. Is it really here or is it still science fiction? The reality is AI is here. It's not something that's far out on the horizon that's years away from adoption. It's being used right now. And if you look at various forecasts, like IDC, for example, tells us that worldwide spending on AI is going to reach about $20 billion US this year, and by 2020, $46 billion US. So AI is not some experimental technology that hadn't made it out of the lab yet. It's here, it's real. Marketers who assume, let's wait and see what happens with it, you're going to miss an opportunity to do some things with AI. So let me give you an example, Adrian. I don't know how popular or well-known the television show Jeopardy is in the UK, but it's a game show that's very popular here in the US.
Sure.
And a few years ago, one of their contestants was actually the IBM supercomputer Watson. And so if you or your viewers will go and look online for the Jeopardy game show episodes that featured Watson, what you're going to find is not only did Watson compete, Watson dominated against human contestants. And so that was just one demonstration of how sophisticated this AI technology has become. All right, so that's a game show. Now imagine having the power of Watson at your disposal as a marketer and asking Watson to comb through your CRM database or your marketing automation system, and by simply asking Watson, hey Watson, go profile our best customers, tell me what characteristics they share. Or analyze this list of leads, Watson, that I just brought back from a trade show and tell me which ones have the greatest propensity to buy. That's reality. We can actually do those things. If you go to the IBM Watson website, you can use Watson's capabilities. So you can go explore that if you'd like. But that's just one glimpse of getting AI technology to do things that we as humans either don't want to do, don't know how to do, or don't have the time to do. And so AI is going to help us do tasks that would normally take us a long time. And so if you step back and say, what's really the holy grail of marketing? And I would submit to you that it's having a deep understanding of customer behavior. The better we understand what makes customers do what they do, the more success we can have marketing to them. And AI really gives us a great chance to gain insights into what customers are doing and why. So that's kind of one spin or view of AI and why it's so important to marketers. Okay, so let me back up now and let's consider something that's a little closer to home. I should have asked you this before, Adrian, but I don't know if you have a smart speaker like an Amazon Echo or a Google Home, but I don't yet.
No,
But
neither me, not personally.
yeah, we're all going
Lots
to
of people do.
yeah, absolutely. In fact, I'm going to give you some figures here in a minute. But a lot of us have one. How often do those of us who have one ask Siri or Alexa to order something for us online or simply tell us what the weather's going to be tomorrow? These are AI applications. That kind of interaction should be very interesting for us in marketing. And one reason is because these smart speakers are everywhere. They're becoming ubiquitous, and the shipments worldwide of these smart speakers are forecast to hit 56.3 million units this year. So the things that these smart speakers can do for us are becoming very sophisticated. Marketers need to understand how to take advantage of this. Then there's AI-powered human interaction. So not so long ago, when we were in a dialogue with a chat session, it was pretty easy to tell if we were talking to a human or a bot. Now, not so much, because chatbots have become very good at handling inquiries put to them. They're always available, they're highly responsive, and they're not necessarily robotic anymore. So let me give you an example. I would encourage your viewers to go and search online to learn about Rose, the concierge chatbot at the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas. It's very fascinating to read about Rose. She is a chatbot. She has a sense of humor, and she's also a bit of a flirt. It's really amusing to read some of the interactions people have recorded with Rose. Guests at the Cosmopolitan can text Rose and get recommendations for hotel dining, drinking, ask for room service, bring towels to my room, etc. So these types of interactions are powered by AI, and they're becoming more common and more effective. So hopefully the people who are watching this are kind of getting a feel for, all right, I start to see what AI can do. All kinds of things that AI is capable of doing in the marketing realm. So let me close out now by trying to get practical and give some recommendations. So what should we do as marketers? Well, number one is learn. Start educating yourself now on the various technologies of AI, like machine learning, and what marketers are doing with them. There's plenty of great case studies and examples online. So that's my first piece of advice, is educate yourself. Second piece of advice is start to do something with the technology. Run some experiments. A simple thing you can do, just like my example with Rose, is deploy a chatbot. Now, my advice to you is deploy one internally first. Learn how to use the technology. You can set up, for example, an HR chatbot for all employees to use to ask questions to HR about benefits and deadlines and things like that. Keep it simple to start off with, but grow your sophistication, and eventually you learn enough about how they work and how to program them to deploy them to customer-facing environments. So finally, on the second piece of advice is look closely at the capabilities that you probably already have in your CRM systems, in your marketing automation systems. There's a pretty good chance that they have AI capabilities built into them for lead scoring and predictive analytics. Take advantage of them. And finally, my last piece of advice, so we can keep this as short as possible, is all of us need to start working right now to optimize our web content for voice search. The SEO game is changing, and keywords, while they're still important, the likelihood is growing that people are going to find your web content not because they sat down at a keyboard and typed in a search string, but because they asked Siri or Alexa to go find something for them. So how do we do that? Well, there's lots of great best practice advice already online. You can search for how to do, SEO for voice searches. But typically, voice searches are longer. They're usually posed as questions. They begin with words like how, what, when, and why. So go out there and look for that best practice advice and get ahead of the game on voice searching. So those are just 3 things I'd recommend, Adrian. Okay, let me stop. Let you comment.
Amazing, fantastic. Really appreciate that. Let me try and wrap it up into some takeaways. I know you sort of gave some 3 good points at the end, but takeaway 1, I think artificial intelligence isn't going to go away. It's going to be part of our lives. So as marketers, we need to understand it. Takeaway 2 is to study up so that we know the applications of AI to marketing. And takeaway 3 is to put our toe in the water by introducing AI to ourselves within our companies internally, as you suggested. Is that what you're saying, Jerry?
Definitely, I'm saying that. And I think I'd probably add to that voice search optimization. I would say that's an important takeaway for all of us. We want to be found in those voice searches. So, and the volume of voice searches is only growing. So pay attention to that as well.
Jerry, thank you so much again for sharing your expertise today. Really appreciate your time and expertise. Fantastic.
Well, you're welcome. I enjoyed doing it.
Fantastic. And if people want to know more about you, Jerry, and your consultancy services, and probably your specialism in this area as well, what can you tell them?
Well, I'm always happy to talk to folks. My expertise really is in the area of marketing with content. And I do a lot of work for various clients on the content front. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm pretty easy to find, so I encourage anyone to reach out and connect with me there, and would love to have the chance to dialogue with anybody about the things we've talked about today or other things. And of course, if anyone who views this ever happens to be in Stillwater, Oklahoma, we can meet in person.
That would be great. Look forward to that. And thank you, Jerry, once again. And thank you to our audience for giving up your time. We hope you've got some good value out of it. I'm sure you must have done today. And until the next Sales Enablement mini webinar, it's bye for now.